You've prayed before. You've hoped before. But deep down, something still aches, wondering if what you long for will ever come, if the silence will break, if your faith still matters. But I am here now. I speak not from a distance, but directly to your spirit. What you ask in faith is not ignored. It is planted, seen, heard, and answered. Come near, child. Listen. There is healing in my voice and power in my promise. Welcome to God Says, a channel where healing flows through divine words. Each message is spoken as if from the Father's heart to yours, to comfort, guide, restore, and awaken the faith within you. My beloved child, I see what no one else sees. I see beneath the smile you show the world, beneath the strength you wear like armor, beneath the silence that wraps around your pain. There is a wound there, isn't there? A place you haven't shown anyone. A hurt you have carried not for days or weeks, but for years. You have learned how to function while bleeding, how to give while empty, how to move while numb. You call it normal now, but it was never meant to be this way. You were never meant to carry what I alone can lift, to bury what I alone can heal. I know how hard it is to believe again, to ask again, to trust again. I know the ache of disappointment when prayers feel unanswered and silence seems louder than my voice. I know how easy it is to protect yourself with doubt, to say, maybe it's not meant for me, to lower your expectations so the pain won't strike as deep the next time. But I did not create you to live behind walls of self-protection. I did not call you to a life of guarded hope. I created you to walk in communion with me, in open-hearted trust, in fearless belief, in childlike faith that dares to ask boldly and believe deeply. And yes, I know what broke your trust. I know who walked away. I know what fell apart. I know the moment you stopped expecting good things because it hurt too much to hope. And yet, here you are, reading these words. That alone is evidence that your spirit has not died, that there is still something inside you reaching for me, and I am reaching for you too. I am not disappointed in your questions. I am not ashamed of your tears. I will never withdraw because of your fear. Instead, I come closer. I draw near to the wound you have hidden. I see it, and I do not turn away. I call it what it is, not weakness, not failure, not punishment, but pain. Pain that was real. Pain that matters to me. Pain that I have come to heal. But child, healing begins when honesty begins. You do not need to perform faith in front of me. You can say, I'm tired. You can say, I'm afraid to believe again. You can even say, I don't know if you will answer this time. And I will not leave. I am not fragile like the ones who hurt you. I do not need you to pretend. I need you to trust. Even if your trust trembles, even if your prayers are whispered, even if your heart still feels guarded, bring me that heart, the one with old bruises and faded hope. Bring me the wound, not after you've wrapped it nicely. Now, as it is, I do not demand perfection before presence. My presence is what perfects the broken places. I begin where others walked away. I speak when the world goes silent. And I am speaking now, not to a mask, not to your strength, but to the place where the pain still pulses. I know you wanted me to intervene sooner. I know you thought I was late, but I have never left. And this now is your moment. The beginning of the unraveling, the opening of the sealed pain, the uncovering of the wound that is hidden too long. It is not too late. You are not too far. You are not too broken. I still have more for you. And I will not stop until you see what I have always seen, your healing, your beauty, your worth, your wholeness. You don't need to know how this will happen. You only need to believe that it can. And I will do the rest. Now that the hidden wound has surfaced, let us name it for what it truly is. Not just a passing ache, not just a memory you've buried, but a deep place where disappointment has lived too long, where fear has whispered too loud, where hope has tried again and again to rise, but was crushed before it could breathe. My child, I see how you've been living through pain that never fully left. The world moved on, but the echo stayed inside of you. You learned how to look fine, how to smile through silence, how to keep showing up while part of you quietly faded. You have called this survival, but I call it sorrow waiting for redemption. That pain was never meant to be your identity. It was never meant to define your days or direct your decisions. It was real, yes, but so is my power to heal it. And now we will walk through it together. You do not need to be ashamed of what still hurts. I know why it still hurts. I was there when you were overlooked. I was there when you cried in secret. I was there when you gave your all and were left empty. I saw the promises that fell apart, the people who betrayed, the moments that shattered your confidence. And I never turned my eyes away from you. You wondered where I was, but I was nearer than your breath, and I am still near. Even now, as your heart pulses with old pain, I am the one whispering, you are not alone. I have never once lost track of your story, and not a single tear you shed has gone unnoticed. They are precious to me, because you are precious to me. My child, you have every right to feel what you feel. Don't let anyone shame your grief. Don't let the world rush you through your sorrow. Let me walk with you through it, not around it, not above it, but through it. I do not deny your pain, I redeem it. I do not silence your cries, I meet them. But I need you to understand this truth. Your pain is not your end. It is not your identity. It is not your forever. It is a chapter, not the whole story. And if you can dare to believe that, even just a little, you'll begin to see me in the places you once felt abandoned. The light will return to the corners you've kept locked. Joy will begin to sprout in the dry places. Peace will return, not because the world is quieter, but because your spirit is anchored in me. My promise is still true. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. That includes you. That includes this exact pain. The wound you think is too deep, too complicated, too old I can reach it. And I will. But I ask for your trust. I ask you to place your pain into my hands, not to ignore it, but to surrender it, not to suppress it, but to allow me to breathe into it. The enemy wants you to believe that this ache is proof I've forgotten you. But the truth is, this ache is what I came for. It is the very reason I call to you. I want to go to that deep place, the place where trust was first broken, where fear first crept in, where you stopped praying with boldness and began praying with caution. Let me into that space. You have carried this pain long enough. It is time for release. Not through your strength, but through your surrender. You are not stuck. You are not forsaken. You are not too wounded to be restored. You are mine, and I still have more for you. I am not afraid of your pain. I am the one who turns mourning into dancing. I am the one who rebuilds what others left in ruins. I am the God who sees, who heals, who stays. And I am here. Now, my child, we arrive at the holy place between pain and promise, the place where desire awakens again. You have lived long with your wound, long enough that perhaps you started to believe it was part of who you are. But listen carefully, that pain is not your identity, that sorrow is not your name, that fear is not your inheritance. Beneath the ache and beneath the exhaustion, there is still something alive inside of you, a desire not just to survive, but to be whole. That is not weakness. That is not fantasy. That is my spirit stirring in you. The longing for healing is sacred. It is your spirit answering my invitation, even if you don't yet understand it. I see your hesitation. You've been here before on the edge of hope, afraid to leap. What if it doesn't happen? What if you believe again and end up broken again? What if you reach and are left empty again? But daughter, son, listen, that is not faith speaking. That is fear pretending to protect you. I never asked you to be fearless. I asked you to trust. And even that I will help you do. Bring me your guarded heart. Bring me your cautious prayers. Bring me your whispered, maybe, God, could you heal me too? That is enough for me. The ones I healed in Scripture did not come with perfect faith. They came with desperation. They came with trembling. They came with hope just strong enough to move. That's all I need from you. A flicker, a mustard seed, a desire that dares to ask again. Reach, even if your hand shakes. Ask, even if your voice cracks. I hear you. I see you. I will not shame your longing. I gave it to you. That desire you feel rising again, it is not self-created. It is divinely ignited. It is the seed of the miracle you are about to walk into. And yes, I said walk into because this healing is not just something I do for you. It is something I invite you to walk with me through. But first comes the permission. Will you let yourself want it again? Will you let yourself want to be free? Want to be whole? Want to live without the wound ruling your identity? I already know the answer. It's written in your tears, in your hunger, in your quiet searching. You would not be here if healing was not already calling you forward. I see the questions in your soul. Can I really let go of the past? Can I trust you with what still hurts? Can I believe even though I feel so small? And I say yes, because I am not asking you to do this alone. I am not asking you to heal yourself. I am asking you to say yes to me. That's all. Just a yes, not a loud one. Just an honest one. And I will meet you there. You've tried to fix yourself. You've tried to prove your worth. But this healing won't come by striving. It will come by surrender. You don't need to know how. You just need to know who. I am the God who heals. I am the one who touches lepers and lifts the dead and speaks to stormy hearts. And I am speaking to yours now. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open to you. My door is open. Your desire is heard. And your healing is not a fantasy. It is already beginning. You will not stay in this pain forever. You were made for more. Now let your spirit rise. Let your hope breathe. Let your heart whisper, yes, Lord, I want to be healed. That desire is the turning point. That longing is the spark. That simple faith is enough for me to begin. So here we are, child at the edge of fear, at the edge of desire, at the moment you have quietly longed for. The moment when everything begins to shift. This is not just another breath. This is not just another prayer. This is the moment I reach out my hand to touch what the world called untouchable. And I do not hesitate. I am not put off by your past. I am not intimidated by your doubts. I am not repelled by your pain. I move with compassion, with intentionality, with power, and I move now. The wound that has defined you, the pain that has named you, the chain that has bound you, it all begins to break as I draw near. Because where I am, healing flows. Where I speak, darkness trembles. Where I place my hand, nothing stays the same. This moment is not emotional hype. It is sacred transaction. Your surrender, your mustard seed faith, your vulnerable yes, it has reached me, and I do not delay. I come as the God who responds to hunger, who honors trust, who does not ignore even the faintest cry for help. Yes, you still feel weak. Yes, you're unsure of what comes next. But none of that stops me. The power to heal is not in your confidence. It is in my nature, and I am the God who heals. Right now, I speak to your soul. Be still and receive. You do not need to perform. You do not need to explain. You do not need to rehearse your pain one more time. You need only to let me be who I am. Let me in, into the wound, into the fear, into the core of where the fracture first occurred. I go to the root. I heal from the inside out. not with temporary ease, but with eternal power. Can you feel it now? That strange peace rising through the ache? That warmth in the places that once felt frozen? That voice silencing the torment inside your mind? It is me. I am here, and I am healing you. Not all at once, but enough to know I am real, enough to shift your atmosphere, enough to break what has bound you for years. You may weep. Let yourself. Your tears are not weakness. They are holy release. You may tremble. That is what happens when eternal hands meet human wounds. But you will not fall. I am holding you. My touch is not a gesture. It is a promise. I do not touch what I do not intend to transform. I do not speak to what I will not redeem. So when I say, you are mine, it means your healing is secure, your restoration is in motion, and your pain no longer has the final word. The world may never understand what just happened, but your spirit knows it well. You have been touched by God, and nothing will be the same. Remember the woman who pressed through the crowd. Broken, ashamed, unnoticed? She dared to reach, and in return I declared, Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be freed from your suffering. That is not just her story. It is yours. You reached, I touched, and healing has begun. Not because you earned it, but because you received it. This is the sacred exchanger. Yes, my hand. Your pain, my power. Your emptiness, my fullness. Let this moment be marked. Let this be your turning point. You are no longer the same. You have been touched by the divine, and I never leave what I have touched. Now that my hand has touched what was hidden, now that my presence has entered the very place you once believed was unreachable, let us walk forward together into the unfolding of your healing. This is the part that many do not understand, the part that feels less like a miracle and more like a process, the part where healing takes root not in a moment, but in movement. And I walk with you in every step. Child, you have been touched by grace, yes, but healing is not always an instant transformation. It is a journey of restoration, of rewiring what pain distorted, of removing what fear built, of learning again how to breathe without bracing for disappointment. It may come quietly, like light slowly stretching across a dark room, or gently, like the tide returning to a shore long forgotten. But know this, it is happening. You are being healed. You may not feel different every day. You may still hear echoes of the old voices. But day by day, layer by layer, I am restoring your soul. Do not despise the small steps, the slow moments, the unseen progress. What you do not yet see, I am already completing beneath the surface. And when doubt creeps in, because it will I ask you to remember the truth, not the feeling. Faith is not proven in the absence of resistance. It is refined in the presence of it. So when fear returns and tells you that you're still broken, tell it this: I have been touched by God, and He finishes what He starts. The enemy wants you to measure your healing by how you feel, but I measure it by how deeply you trust me. Will you keep walking, even when the pain flares? Will you keep believing, even when the evidence is still growing? This is where real faith is born, not on the mountaintop, but in the messy middle. And I am right here. I am the one who walks through the valley. I am the shepherd who never loses his sheep. I know your steps, even the faltering ones. I hold your hand, even when your grip loosens. I rejoice over you, even when you feel unsure of yourself. And here is what I want you to know. This journey is sacred. Every morning you wake up and choose faith, even with tears in your eyes, you are winning. Every time you reject the lie that nothing is changing, you are overcoming. Every time you say, God, I trust you again today, you are walking in healing. I promise that if you believe you have received it, you will receive it. That promise is not void. It is alive, and it is working in you now. Don't rush it. Don't compare your pace to someone else's. Don't demand a sign every hour. Trust the seed, It is growing. Trust the light. It is guiding. Trust me. I am not only the God who touches, I am the God who walks with you through the healing. You don't need to perform. You don't need to impress me with progress. You are my child, not my project. I am not ticking boxes. I am tending your soul. And yes, it is okay to rest. It is okay to pause. It is okay to feel joy one day and pain the next. This is not failure. This is healing. And healing is messy, but it is holy. You are not alone in it. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. That includes you. That includes this moment. That includes every breath you take while learning to live unbroken. So walk on, child. You are not walking backwards. You are not walking alone. You are walking with me, and I am faithful to complete what I began. The path may still have hills, but you are no longer the same person who started the journey. You are healing. You are rising. You are being made whole, one step at a time. By now, my child, you have begun to notice what others cannot yet see. A shift inside you, quiet but unmistakable. It is not merely the absence of pain, but the presence of something new: peace, where turmoil once ruled. Stillness, where anxiety once roared. Hope, where despair once sat in silence. This is the sign that transformation is taking root, not just change in your circumstances, but change in your spirit. That is the miracle I most desire. For healing that only touches your outer world fades with time, but healing that renews your inner world shapes your eternity. You are not just being repaired. You are being made new. Your thoughts, once clouded by fear, are now learning to align with truth. Your heart, once guarded behind walls, now dares to open and receive. Your voice, once silenced by shame, now speaks with a quiet authority. These are not accidents. These are not coincidences. This is the fruit of believing. This is the promise unfolding within you. Because when you believe that you have received, you begin to live as if it is already so. And that is the secret faith transforms your identity before your circumstances ever shift. When you begin to walk as one who is already whole, already seen, already free, you live no longer from lack, but from love. You live no longer chasing approval, but resting in the truth that you are chosen, called, and beloved. I never asked you to fix yourself. I asked you to believe me. And now, the seed of that belief is growing into strength. Can you feel it? You are no longer defined by what broke you. You are no longer trapped by what they said. You are no longer bound by the outcome you feared. You are becoming who I always saw, brave, radiant, anchored in me. The transformation within you is not because of your striving, but because of my Spirit working in you. And that Spirit cannot be silenced, cannot be stolen, cannot be defeated. You may still face battles, but you will not face them as a victim. You will face them as a victor. You may still walk through storms, but now you carry peace within you that no wind can shake. You may still be misunderstood, but you no longer seek to be validated by man, for you are affirmed by your Maker. You are no longer fragile. You are no longer lost. You are no longer trying to earn what has already been given. My child, you are now a vessel of healing, not just a recipient. The pain that once owned you is now your testimony. The story you once wanted to erase is now the very proof that I heal, I restore, I redeem. And it is not over. I am still deepening your roots. I am still strengthening your steps. You are being prepared for greater things, things that align with your purpose, things that require the new heart I have given you. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone, the new is here. This is you now, not someday now, not when others approve now, not when you feel perfect now. You are a new creation. You have crossed over. The world may still try to remind you of who you were, but I speak louder. I call you by your true name. You are whole. You are mine. You are ready. The change is not just coming, it is here. And it is within you, no longer hiding, no longer hurting. You are healing, and you are walking in the fullness of who I made you to be. So rise. This is your resurrection. This is your moment. This is the unveiling of the masterpiece I've been forming in secret. Let nothing and no one take from you what I have planted. What I start, I complete. What I breathe into, I raise to life. And you, my child, are fully alive. Come closer now, my beloved. Let these last words rest upon your soul like gentle rain upon dry earth. You have walked through the ache, faced the silence, dared to believe again, and now here you are. Not as the same person who began this journey, but as one reborn from within. I want you to see what I see when I look at you now. Not the wounds, not the fears, not the flaws. I see a soul shining with hope, a spirit forged in the fire of faith, a heart made new by my presence. You have believed even in trembling. You have dared to ask again. You have chosen trust when you could have chosen to retreat. And that trust has moved mountains in the unseen. You may not have witnessed the fullness of the answer yet, but heaven already knows. Your miracle is in motion. The moment you believed you received it, the shift began. And now it cannot be reversed. My word does not return void. My promise does not expire. My covenant is not fragile. And my love will never let you go. What I began in your heart, I will finish in your life. The healing I started is not temporary. It is eternal. The peace you felt is not passing. It is the foundation of your future. The identity I gave you is not conditional. It is sealed in heaven. So do not waver, even if circumstances still feel slow to change. Do not return to what once bound you. Do not entertain the voice that says, maybe it wasn't real. It was real. I am real, and the work I've done in you is real. You have been seen. You have been held. You have been chosen. This was not just a moment of emotion. This was a divine encounter. You are no longer walking through life with a hidden wound. You are walking as one marked by my touch. Let the world see it. Let your life be the evidence. Let your voice carry the testimony that healing is possible, that faith works, that the God who promises is the God who delivers. I am not a distant judge. I am your Father. I am not counting your failures. I am writing your future. I am not weighing your prayers. I am fulfilling them according to my perfect will. You have always been loved, even before you believed. But now you are living as one who receives. And that is where the power flows, not from perfection, but from belief. So walk in it. Declare it. Protect it. Nurture it. Let nothing talk you out of what I have deposited in your soul. And when doubt tries to rise, return to this truth. You believed. Therefore, it is yours. Not someday. Not maybe. Not if you work hard enough. It is yours because I said so. Stand in that truth when the world questions you. Hold on to it when your feelings waver. Speak it when darkness tries to whisper lies. Because this is the holy ground where your spirit now walks, the place where believing becomes receiving, where wounds become wisdom, where surrender becomes strength. You are no longer the one who wonders. You are the one who knows. You are no longer the one waiting to be chosen. You are the one already called. And you are not walking away from me. You are walking with me into a future filled with purpose, clarity, and peace. Let that future unfold. I will be there through it all. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. I will whisper again and again whenever your heart needs reminding. Believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Now go, my beloved. Go in peace. Go in boldness. Go in joy. And know that every step ahead has already been prepared for you, because you dared to believe. If this message awakens something in you, don't keep it hidden. Share it with someone who needs healing, hope, and a reminder that faith still works. Subscribe to God Says, and let every word draw you closer to the life heaven designed for you.